open the door?
What do you want?
Why do you want to?
He took my sister's life. You said I should visit on Danny's anniversary.
She's saying some weird things to me, Dad.
She's clearly not well.
Telling you what I saw.
Danny's ghost. My dead wife is not haunting this house.
Mail sign, what if Oddity biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury. The film begins by introducing a village setting, where we see a woman named Danny inside her house, diligently working on repairing it. Her husband, Ted, is a psychiatrist, and they have recently moved into an old house located in an area with poor network reception. Danny has been tirelessly fixing the house for several days due to its deteriorated condition. One day, Danny discovers a spot in the house with a good network signal. Feeling lonely and bored, she calls Ted for a brief conversation. Ted informs her that he needs to stay at the hospital overnight for work, leaving Danny to spend the night alone. To make herself comfortable, she sets up a tent near the door outside the house. Late at night, a stranger arrives at her door and begins peering through the window. He urges Danny to open the door, warning her that her life is in danger and that someone has already entered the house to kill her. However, Danny is wary of the man and refuses to let him in. The stranger, who has an artificial eye, speaks with concern and insists that she should at least call the police. His words seem genuine, but whether Danny opens the door remains unknown, as the scene shifts to a horrifying moment where the man with the fake eye is brutally murdered. Soon after, Danny is also found dead, killed mercilessly, just as a stranger had warned. The film then fast-forwards to several months later, showing Ted visiting an antique shop owned by Danny's twin sister, Darcy. Unlike Danny, Darcy has been blind since birth and possesses psychic abilities that allow her to perceive supernatural entities and hidden truths. She is devastated by her sister's death and frequently meets with Ted, though he remains skeptical of her claims about paranormal forces. During their conversation, Darcy holds a bell that she claims is linked to the spirit of a boy who was killed. She tells Ted that she can feel his presence through the bell. Ted has come to deliver an item that Darcy had requested, an old handkerchief that once belonged to the man with the fake eye. Darcy hopes to use it to uncover the truth behind Danny's murder. As she delves deeper, she also senses that Ted has moved on with another woman, a colleague from his hospital, and is planning to marry her. Though she is saddened by this revelation, she conceals her feelings. That Ted explains that his new relationship began as a friendship, but grew into something more because he needed emotional support after Danny's death. However, Darcy suspects that Ted was unfaithful long before Danny's demise. That night, she takes the handkerchief home and performs a ritual with it, hoping to unlock hidden truths. As she touches it, a horrifying vision overwhelms her, leaving her in tears. Disturbed, she goes to a storeroom where she keeps a large wooden box filled with mysterious objects connected to supernatural occurrences. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Ted's new partner discovers Danny's old camera, which had been set to take automatic pictures. When she reviews the photos, she is shocked to see a shadowy figure of Danny, even though she has been dead for months. She finds this unsettling, but Ted dismisses her concerns. That night, she insists on staying in her own home rather than the house where Danny was killed. Ted agrees, but before he leaves, she mentions that Darcy sent them a peculiar wooden box as a gift. They are startled when Darcy unexpectedly arrives at their house, uninvited, intending to stay for 2 days. Ted's partner is uncomfortable with her presence, but Ted is unable to refuse. The wooden box contains a bizarre wooden statue, which unsettles Ted's partner. Ted reassures her that he will remove it once Darcy leaves. However, before she can leave, she loses her car keys. She searches everywhere but cannot find them, while Darcy remains eerily calm, almost as if she anticipated this. Now unable to leave, she reluctantly stays in the house. Later, she notices that the wooden statue has moved to the dining table, despite no one touching it. When she questions Darcy, Darcy cryptically denies moving it. Brushing off her unease, Ted's partner serves dinner, and they engage in a tense conversation. Darcy asks how she feels living in the house, to which she admits feeling uncomfortable, especially after Danny's tragic fate. Darcy then poses a hypothetical question. If a stranger warned you about danger outside your door, would you open it? Ted's partner scoffs, saying she would never be so foolish. This enrages Darcy, who asserts that Danny was not foolish and never opened the door, meaning the real killer was someone else. Darcy accuses a male nurse from Ted's hospital of being the true murderer. Ted's partner is bewildered but begins to question everything. The film then flashes back to the night of Danny's murder, revealing that she never opened the door for the stranger. Instead, a masked intruder had already entered the house and brutally killed her. The man with the fake "I had genuinely tried to help her, but was misunderstood." Panicked, Ted's partner calls him and expresses her unease about Darcy. She relays Darcy's claim that a nurse from his hospital was involved in Danny's murder. Ted dismisses her concerns, urging her to lock her room and sleep. However, she cannot sleep and sneaks downstairs, where she finds Darcy asleep on the sofa. She then inspects the wooden statue, discovering 5 holes in its head. Inside, she finds Danny's and Darcy's pictures, a tooth, and a small vial of blood. Just then, Darcy awakens and angrily commands her to put everything back. Terrified, she complies and returns to her room. To distract herself, she watches footage from Danny's camera. To her horror, she sees a terrifying face behind Danny. The shock causes her to drop the camera, and when she looks around, she sees Danny's ghost standing in the room. Frightened, she finally finds her car keys and flees at the hospital, Ted and the male nurse, Danny's actual murderer, converse, revealing their friendship. Later, Ted returns home to find his partner gone and Darcy sitting solemnly at the table. She confronts him, declaring that she knows he orchestrated Danny's murder to steal her wealth and be with his new lover. She also knows that he is plotting to kill her next. Ted feigns innocence and suggests going to the detective investigating Danny's case. Leaving his phone behind as proof of his honesty, he departs, but his true plan unfolds. The film flashes back to Ted's past conversation with the killer nurse, where they plotted Danny's murder. Ted only cared about wealth and had no love for Danny. The nurse, a true psychopath, enjoyed killing. The man with the fake "I had merely been a scapegoat" whom Darcy mistakenly avenged. Meanwhile, in his home, Ted encounters the mysterious bell that Darcy had spoken about. He rings it, trying to summon the spirit connected to it. At first, nothing happens, leading him to dismiss the supernatural as a fraud. However, in the final chilling scene, the spirit of the boy linked to the bell appears beside him. Ted's fate is now sealed, bringing the film to a shocking end. That's so genius twist or total nonsense. Fight it out below. Down arrow, and if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments. Prove us wrong. Thanks for watching.